So, you want to learn Arabic, but it feels huge, right? It seems like this monumental task, but what if you had a clear step-by-step roadmap? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to give you. A guide to take you from your very first letter all the way to fluent conversation. Let's get into it.
And let me tell you, it is a journey worth taking. I mean, we're talking about one of the most spoken languages on the planet. Arabic fluency literally unlocks doors in global business, diplomacy, and yeah, even the tech world. It's a skill that doesn't just get you noticed, it gets you ahead.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Getting started can feel completely overwhelming. You're looking at all these different dialects, a brand new alphabet, and just a sea of apps and books. It's super easy to feel lost before you've even written a single letter. Well, that confusion stops right now. Think of this as your guide, the thing that's going to clear away all that fog and lay out the exact path for you to follow. So where do we begin? Your whole adventure kicks off with one single, really crucial choice. And this is a choice that's going to shape your entire learning experience. Which kind of Arabic are you actually going to learn? Think of it like this. You've got two main paths. On one side, you have Modern Standard Arabic, we call it MSA. That's the formal language you see in books, you hear on the news. It's understood across the entire Arab world. Then, on the other side, you have the spoken dialects, like Egyptian or Levantine. That's the Arabic you'll hear in cafes, on the street, in everyday conversations. So, which one do you pick? Well, the expert advice is pretty overwhelming on this one. Start with MSA. It gives you this rock-solid foundation for reading and writing that's universal. Seriously, think of it as the master key. Once you have that, you can always learn to pick the specific lock of a local dialect later on. Okay, with that big decision made, it's time for the fun part, cracking the actual code of the language. And that means you gotta master the alphabet and all its unique sounds. The Arabic alphabet has 28 letters, and learning it is a really methodical process. It's not just about memorizing shapes. You gotta learn how each letter actually changes its form depending on if it's at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. Then you master its sound, and then you add in the vowels. It really is like learning a secret code, one piece at a time. Now I know that might sound a little daunting, but check this out. With just 20 to 30 minutes of practice every day, you can be reading and writing basic Arabic words in just 2 to 3 weeks. And that's not a guess, that is a totally achievable goal. Next, you're going to tackle some sounds that might feel a little weird at first because they just don't exist in English. We're talking about those deep, guttural sounds like ayn or the deep ha. Since you can't really relate them to anything you already know, the trick here is pure imitation. Find videos on YouTube and use a technique called shadowing, where you just listen and repeat, trying to mimic the native speaker exactly. It's how you train your mouth to make brand new shapes.
So you've got the alphabet down, you can make the sounds, now you're ready to start building. It's time to assemble the actual blocks of the language, your vocabulary and your grammar.
Your first big milestone is hitting that 1,000-word mark. But, and this is really important, don't just memorize random lists from a dictionary. You want to focus on the essentials, the words you're going to need every single day. Things like greetings, numbers, family members, common verbs, and of course those crucial question words like how, why, and where. This is all about practical communication. After about a month or so, you'll be ready to gently dip your toes into the grammar pool. And the key word here is gently. Don't try to get bogged down. Just focus on the absolute basics. Understand that sentences often start with the verb, not the subject. Learn how gender affects nouns and adjectives, and start practicing the most basic verb patterns. That's it. Keep it simple. Okay, so you've got the pieces, the letters, some words, a bit of grammar. Now we got to bring it all to life. And that happens through active, daily practice and immersion.
First up, listening. You have to do this every single day. It's pretty much non-negotiable. It's how you train your ear to the natural speed and rhythm of the language. After a couple months, you can start with things like slow news broadcasts, beginner podcasts, or even cartoons with subtitles. You know, even listening to Quran recitation can be a beautiful way to tune your ear to perfect pronunciation.
Now listen up, because this might be the single most important rule of them all. You have to speak from day one. Your progress will accelerate like crazy the moment you start talking. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. Talk to yourself in the car, find a language partner online, just start making the sounds and forming sentences. And that same idea, keep it simple, do it often, applies to reading and writing too. Start with children's stories or simple news headlines. Follow some Arabic speakers on Instagram and try to read their captions.
For writing, just keep a simple daily diary. Seriously, 2 or 3 sentences about your day is all it takes to build a super powerful habit.
So, we've covered a lot of ground. How do we pull all these pieces together into a real, solid plan that actually gets you to fluency? Let's map out the long-term journey, the daily routine, and the best tools for the job.
Here's what that journey can look like. In the first couple of months, you'll nail down the alphabet. By about month 6, you'll have a solid grasp on basic grammar and that core 1,000-word vocabulary. Within a year, you can definitely reach an intermediate conversational level, and with 1 to 2 years of consistent effort, comfortable fluency is absolutely within your reach. See how each stage just builds on the last? So what does that consistent effort actually look like on, say, a Tuesday? Well, a perfectly balanced routine could be something like 20 minutes on vocab, 20 on grammar, 20 on listening, 20 on speaking, and then just 10 minutes for writing. That's just over an hour a day. And remember the golden rule: consistency always beats intensity. Let's talk tools. For vocabulary, there's one app that is an absolute game changer: Anki. It's basically a super smart flashcard app that uses a system called spaced repetition. It figures out the exact moment you're about to forget a word and then shows it to you. It's an incredibly efficient way to lock words into your long-term memory for good.
And when you need lessons or just something to listen to, a fantastic free resource is the YouTube channel Arabic Pod 101. They have a massive library of videos that cover pretty much everything, from grammar essentials to cultural insights. It's a great place to start.
So before we wrap this up, let's just touch on the 4 key mindsets for success. First, be patient with yourself. Arabic is a marathon, not a sprint. Second, don't be afraid of the grammar. Just tackle it one small bite at a time. Third, embrace repetition. It's your best friend for everything. And finally, use smart tools like spaced repetition to your advantage.
So there you have it. The roadmap is laid out, the steps are crystal clear, and the tools are right there in your hands. Your journey to mastering Arabic, it literally starts right now. So the only question left is, once you've built that solid MSA foundation, which dialect are you going to explore first?